What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Realignment Dynasty here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course. We are out here, man. We are actually in our final two home games of the season, right? We have a really early senior day, so gonna be playing both home games in this episode, the home games that we do have remaining. So we got this game against Boise State as well as Eastern Michigan. Gonna be a little doubleheader action. Maybe check in on our custom coaches. We'll have to wait and see, kind of play it by ear, as my old college buddy would say, right? But we're taking on Boise State, and Boise State is honestly not very good, right? So Boise State, they are a C overall team. They have a C- offense and a C defense. We have a B overall team, B+ offense, B- defense as well. We do have the #1 total offense in college football, anchored by our passing defense. But our defenses, it's a little suspect, man. So, that's why we got to move like we move, right? So, gonna be a great episode. Doubleheader action, gonna be fun. Hope you guys are ready for it. If you are, smash that like button, hit subscribe as well, by the way, if you do happen to be brand new. And with that, man, I will see you guys on the field for the first of this doubleheader, man. Let's get it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Getting in this matchup against Boise State, we're bringing out the smoke jerseys because you already know what time it is, man. We want all of the smoke here so far. We'll go ahead and jump right into it against this Boise State defense. 3rd and 3, trying to get a big play to happen downfield. I got a man open, but we overthrow him, and it ends up getting intercepted. Dang, we had the right idea. We made the correct read. We just put too much touch on that football, and it gets intercepted downfield. Contavious Richardson, by the way, doesn't even really play the ball like that, so that's disappointing. And Boise State turns around and gets a touchdown on the board. So we're actually down 7-0 against a team that, honestly, I didn't really have much respect for going into this game. So, got to step up that effort a little bit. And we'll see if we can turn it around here as we do go with a play action with the bunch set. Going to try to throw over the middle, but that gets intercepted. It was a problem in the last episode, man. 3 turnovers in the second half. It seems like we didn't really learn much at all. We turned the ball over twice already, and we are not even done with the opening quarter yet. But at least this time Boise State does not score, so still only a couple of couple of interceptions to their name. But we get a really nice throw out to Brandon McNamara, though. He gets a gain of 20 in this one. Is now 3rd and short coming up. We're going to go ahead and run up the gut for Travis Setzer. But Travis Setzer gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So we actually had to punt the football away. And I think for the first time since the Michigan game, we actually do not score any points in a quarter, right? So, we had this streak where we scored something in every quarter. That's no longer a thing. That is no longer happening to our guys. Is now going to try to throw over the middle, and what a dot to Dejon McDaniels. That was a very tight window to try to squeeze that thing through. And we got a first down from him. McDaniels almost rewarded with a touchdown, but just gets stopped at the 2-yard line. If he broke that tackle a little bit cleaner, that would have been 6. So now 2nd and goal, looking for a space to run through, and we actually end up getting it. So Travis Setzer finds the end zone, and we find ourselves on the board. And it's going to be all knotted up at 7 apiece. Maybe this is where we start finding our offensive rhythm. As we come back out here, a chance to take the lead for the very first time today. The blocks are there down the sideline. Wants a beat, and Setzer can't beat him. The defensive back catches him from behind, but inside the red zone, and soon enough we find ourselves in the end zone as well, as Travis Setzer puts together his second touchdown of the day. For the very first time in this one, we have a 14-7 lead that we have to work with. Is now 1st and 10 again. Fisher throws, gets it out to McDaniels, and McDaniels finds some space to work with down the side, and it's a gain of 16. So, in Boise State territory to work with as Fisher gonna throw to the left, gets it out to DeJon McDaniels. Nice throw for a gain of 12, as he already has 75 yards receiving this one, not even through a half of football. As we throw over the middle again, it's Travis Sanders who breaks the tackle, and Travis Sanders makes it another goal line chance. But can we punch it in? 3rd and goal. Fisher under center, gonna try to throw it, but runs out of time. Could not process things soon enough, and Tim Bell prevents the touchdown because we had somebody open. Just couldn't make that read soon enough, unfortunately. And not only do we not score a touchdown at all, but we don't score any points on that drive. So we go into halftime only up by 7. Somehow finding a way to miss a chip shot of a field goal. Special teams also kind of letting us down here. As now we pick things up here in the second half. We'll get it out to Travis Sanders, who was all by himself. You know, they left him be in that soft zone coverage. But an easy first down that has not been easy to come by. Only 2 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. And it looks like we're going to be 2 for 9 after the catch to Zach Leak. Does not bring enough for that first down. And we'll pick right back up. Still anyone's game here, as we might be on upset alert here for sure, as Boise State, they have not had a very good season so far, but they are certainly taking it right to us here early, as Setzer takes it out on the perimeter, picks up a first down on the ground, and it goes for a gain of 12. Back in Boise State territory, but can we finish the possession? No, we haven't really done that yet today. We haven't really had any 3 and outs, but in terms of scoring points, we've been a little bit disappointing, man, I'll have to say. So now we're on the verge of the red zone here, trying to throw over the middle, and Richardson gets open. And that was a great throw. Not the easiest throw in the world to get to Kendavius Richardson, but it will set up this touchdown for Ryan Fisher. And all of the touchdowns today have been on the ground, even though we haven't scored a passing touchdown with Ryan Fisher. It will end up making it 21-7. But Boise State, man, they are not going to give up so easily. We come into this drive only up by 1 singular score. So we still have to keep those points coming, because Boise State, they're trying to make a rally. We'll see if we can stop that from happening, as Setzer runs it up the guts, able to find a little bit of space to work with, and that goes for a gain of 5. And another 1st and 10 to show for it, as we'll throw again here. Fullback left all by himself, and Dawson gets a ton of running room down the side. That's a 29-yard catch. No one accounting for the fullback, and Fisher gonna use that. Gonna get maybe a touchdown with Bennett, and sure enough he does. Furman Bennett making it a 2-score game, and a huge drive in response to Boise State's touchdown. Although I'm not sure if we actually got in. The officials are actually not going to review it. So now we're here in the driver's seat. We have a chance to close things out. We'll see if we can get one more score up on the board, and then we can go about icing this game from there on out if we get what we need. But first, got to focus on this play. 1st and 10. Richardson gets to the perimeter on the wide receiver screen. Gets across to the 30-yard line before a couple of Boise State defenders do come down and make the tackle. Is that 2nd and 11? Fisher looking to throw again. Gets it out to Setzer. Needs one more block. Doesn't quite get it, but still a really big gain. a chance to really ice things up here on this 1st and goal, as Ryan looking, gonna try to throw it, but we throw it late and Nelson gets the interception, and this could be trouble. We don't get the tackle there, nor is any of the linemen likely gonna catch up. Steve Jordan, last line of defense, and thankfully he does enough to bring him down, but we had him open. We just threw it a little too late there. And Boise State is going to turn around and not score. They don't score off of that, even though it's a goal line set. Wow, that's crazy. So really what we need to do now, last 4 minutes of the game, just take the air out of the football. You know, don't think that 50 burger is going to happen, but at this point we just got to care about actually winning the football game, right? That's what we need to go ahead and take care of. This is a 16-yard reception. Davis Richardson now with over 100 yards on the game, as they're getting it inside 3 minutes. Another 1st down, and that 1st down will signal to us that we can start at least running some of this clock down, and we should be able to get up out of here as long as we don't fumble the football. That's all I'm asking, except we do the exact opposite. Setzer puts the ball on the ground. It's the 4th turnover of the game, and Boise State actually scores off of that, so now we're in danger of possibly having to go to overtime, but Setzer does respond after the fumble, gets a touchdown on the next possession, and that will ice it. But give credit to Boise State's coaching staff, because even though they may not have had the more talented team on paper, they played really hard and honestly confused us pretty well, it seemed like. You know, only had 1 touchdown pass for his 3 interceptions. That's not good. We were definitely a little bit sloppy, but we found a way to win, courtesy of Travis Seltzer's 3 touchdowns on the ground. He ends up with 22 carries for 122 yards. Ryan Fisher also ends up with a touchdown, even though he did end up with negative yards on the ground too. Now for the receivers, man, the receivers are kind of shut down, but I mean, Davis Richardson and Dejon McDaniels still got theirs, 106 and 90 apiece. Both had 8 catches, by the way. Travis Seltzer, man, also surprisingly, so he had 100 yards receiving, and then he had 100 yards on the ground. What a career day for Travis Seltzer, who might be getting a little bit of NFL buzz. We'll just have to wait and see, you know, what's going on with that. But the only receiver to actually score a touchdown today was Furman Bennett. Again, did not like how sloppy we were, but, you know, we found a way to win the game, and we're going to improve our record. Hopefully we can crack the top 20 in the next AP Top 25. Alright, boys, so we moved on to the next week, and look at this. We actually went backwards in the top 25, man. That is a tough pill to swallow. And listen, I understand, man, we did not look great against Boise State, who's not considered that great of a football team, man. So we got to come out here, man. We got to set a tone. We got to set a rhythm here. Lee Corso is going to be rocking with us once again. We, you know, heavily outmatched Eastern Michigan. C+ offense, C- defense. This is, you know, not a great football team, but they are 3-2. So, you know, they got some grit to them, man. We can't take that for granted, including an overtime win last week against Missouri on the road. So, listen, if we cut down on the turnovers, I think we'll be okay. But, you know, I want to send a message so that we can move up in the polls, because number 23 in the country is not going to get us into the college football playoff, you know, if we want to have those kinds of aspirations as a smaller school. So with that, I'll see you guys on the field for this second game. Alright, boys, so we already made 1-0 happen in this episode. Let's see if we can go about going 2-0 as we take on this Eastern Michigan squad, man. As we go ahead and get things underway here, we start with the football, actually, as we look over to the right-hand side, getting it out to the star receivers early. Davis Richardson trying to get him as well as Dejon McDaniels involved early in this game. And, of course, Travis Setzer, because he is built a little bit different. Underrated as a running back, considering we do throw the football a lot more often than actually like running the football. But we are in Eastern Michigan territory. Going to get a big throw downfield. It's Travis Sanders who finds a little crease in that defense. His first catch of the day sets us up in the red zone where we get a huge play again. Zach Week almost had himself a touchdown there to tight end, nearly making it work. And now, 1st and goal, going to try to run for the end zone, and sure enough, we are going to get just that, baby. 7-0 lead. Great drive to start us off, and we'll take an early lead against the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. As we'll see, we can follow that up, go 2 scores and 2 drives. As we'll start the next drive off with a read option. Ooh, Fisher gets loose with it and gets caught from behind, but a 33-yard run. Huge play for the Troy offense, as Eastern Michigan is just, they have been bamboozled, they have been fooled, and we turn the ball over. We turn the football over as Damian Ostrander, he got up there, man. I'm not going to lie to you. He certainly got him up there. We had him open in the end zone. We didn't throw it high enough. It just needs just a little bit more touch. Just like on this throw right here. Fisher getting it open out to Richardson. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. 61-yard touchdown for Kendavius Richardson. And we're not even out of this first quarter yet, my guys. It's 21-0. And Kendavius Richardson is confirmed to be a very bad man. Although we do end up missing the extra points. So, with special teams, not up to par necessarily. But 20-0 lead. Still got that. Like what we're doing. And now, 2nd and 10 coming up here. We'll see if we can get some more scores out there. As Fisher going to be flushed out of the pocket, but finds DeJon McDaniels able to scramble out on the perimeter. Using that mobility to create a throwing lane. And it sets up, a nice little play. 2nd and 8. Sanders gets another first down. Do have a penalty on the field, but it looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense. Now, that is something that you don't really see called very often here in this particular game. But Fisher's going to create that first down nonetheless. We get it out to Steve Jordan. Look at Steve Jordan go to work. Whoo, baby. 19-yard grab to end the first quarter. And let me just say this. Best quarter of the entire series so far. 20 points to show for it. Really have been methodical with the exception of the interception, of course. But other than that, it has really been just a flawless game. It's really been like that so far for our guys, as we might be getting a little bit more up there as Jordan gets loose. Oh, but he gets absolutely lit up like a Christmas tree. The first carry for Steve Jordan, though, going for 11. But setting up a goal line spot. Sanders got some blockers. He's going to follow his blockers into the end zone. It's another touchdown for us, man. It's now 26-0, 27-0 after the extra points. And, sometimes, it just seems like everything's been working. And that's what we've been getting so far. It just feels like no matter what play we end up choosing to run, it ends up working extremely well. I love having those types of days as an offensive coordinator. And speaking of big offense, how about Travis Lee getting open downfield? That's another huge catch. This time for 31 yards. We almost have 250 yards passing. Not even done in the first half. Not even remotely close. Travis Setzer finds the end zone here. And it's 34-0. 34-0, you guys. Like, it's just, did Eastern Michigan even bother to show up? That's what I'm curious about, because so far, we've been able to do literally whatever we've wanted so far. It's really been, that kind of beauty. And speaking of beauty, we'll see if we can get something on this bunch set. As we're going to look around, going to face some pressure, but it's fumbled, and Eastern Michigan recovers it. Oh, no, not now. We were doing so good. Everything was going according to plan. And now it's not going according to plan. Oh, that's tough. But Eastern Michigan still has not scored. They still have the goose egg on the board. So, maybe we'll try again. We'll try again. We'll see if we can get to 40 points. 40 out of the first half. As we'll go ahead and run 4 verts till it hurts, baby. That's what I like to roll with. Is Fisher gonna face some pressure? Oh, nice little cut there, Fisher. I see you. Nice little 10-yard run. That's, Mano, defender looks silly. Say less. And now we'll hand this ball off to Setzer. One man left to beat. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown, baby. Travis Setzer, 45 yards. Oh, and look at this beautiful cut that he makes. Boom, boom, and then gone. And we just let the backups take over after that. We put up 60-plus points in this game. That is a season high for us. And we, of course, win convincingly against Eastern Michigan, winning 65-20. Now, this right here is exactly what I wanted to see, man. Playing teams like Eastern Michigan. Over 700 yards of total offense, along with not a 50 burger. Oh no, we got a season high here, man. A 60 burger, and most importantly, we got ourselves a big fat dub as well. Now, Ryan Fisher, he was all right in this one. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 400 yards. That's kind of what we're used to at this point from him. Backup William Lewis did come in because this was indeed a blowout, as you can see. 9 for 18, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Definitely wasn't bad. Now, running the football, Travis Seltzer was something else today. Only 14 carries in this one, but 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Steve Jordan also found the end zone as well. He got a touchdown off 9 carries. Ryan Fisher got a touchdown. Travis Sanders, who only had 1 singular carry, he also got into the end zone. Now, the receivers, once again, we had a duo with 100-plus yards. Travis Sanders, man, led the team in catches today. He ends up with 8 for 128 for a touchdown. Zach Leak, also with 7 catches, 143 yards, and a touchdown. The custom prospect is Sean McDaniels. A little bit quieter of a day, 4 for 43. But his teammate, Kendavius Richardson, though, he found the end zone off of 3 catches for 89 yards. So before we dive into the midseason update, where we take a look around the NCAA just to see what's been going down, let's check in on one of our custom coaches, Coach Nick Gunner, and his Arkansas State Red Wolves, who've been having a solid season so far. 3-2 overall, 1-2 in conference play. But a major test here at home as they are taking on the number 3 team in all of college football, the Auburn Tigers. Undefeated, 4-0 here in this new Sun Belt. As we go ahead and jump right into it. First drive, Auburn ends up settling for a field goal. That field goal will end up going through, a 3-0 lead for the Tigers. But we do also get a major studio update as Missouri pulls off the upset against number 6 Iowa. So Iowa was in that college football playoff hunt. Top 8 teams will go to the college football playoff at the end of this regular season and after, conference championship games. But we'll see if Arkansas State can play spoiler, as Frank Bowers, starting quarterback for Arkansas State, he's still hurt. So we're out here with the backup quarterback, at least Coach Gunner is, as we get yet another studio update within the conference. It's Alabama and Arkansas. Alabama wins 38-28. Maybe they step in and take Iowa's spot. You absolutely never know. But Frank Bowers needs to lead this offense downfield. We'll see if he can do just that, but it gets intercepted. And just the last thing that you want to do. You're talking about hosting the number 3 team in America. You're an underdog, and you give them great field position to start the drive, sitting at the 50-yard line, and it ends up getting intercepted back. Oh my goodness! Arkansas State gets a turnover, so a huge stand for the defense as Chris Jones reads the eyes of the quarterback and, keeping him in arm's length. You know, still a relatively close game, even though Auburn will come down and get another field goal. It is only a 9-0 game. Still a lot could very well happen. Although the Tigers offense starting to flex its muscles a little bit as Chad Silva finally gets out into open space. And now we're talking about a 16-0 game. Can Frank Bowers provide a response? Looking downfield, makes a really nice toss out to Brian Sullivan down the sideline, even managing to get out of bounds as well. So now, 3rd and 5 coming, gonna throw over to the middle, and hang on, this could be a touchdown here, and sure enough it is! And the Red Wolves get themselves on the board before we go into halftime. So just down by 9 points, if they can hold it down here, you know, you never know what could happen. But Auburn determined to get points on the board, get a huge play downfield. And while they don't move the ball any further, they do get that additional field goal. It will remain a 2-possession game, though. And it's right where Arkansas State wants to be. You know, backup quarterback. You're only down by 12, but you throw another interception. And that's the thing. You're only down by a couple of possessions. Just, you really think about it, one more play will get them right back into this game. And it's been 3 turnovers for Freddie Bowers. But the problem with that turnover is that Auburn gets the ball to start the second half, and they come out firing on all cylinders. Huge play down the sideline, and then Todd Brown, he gets some time in the pocket. He's going to throw this one out, but it's intercepted. Oh my goodness, the defense coming to play today. Determined to pull off the huge upset here at home. But the offense is just... they're blowing it, man. They are just blowing it for the Red Wolves and this Arkansas State faithful, as they can only do so much. I mean, when you only, amass 7 points up to this point, hopefully, still plenty of time to go ahead and turn around as another field goal is scored by Auburn. But we'll check in on another studio update, though, as Southern Miss is actually in a close one with Memphis right now. They're only up by 2. And Memphis is a team that has really been down bad. They have not won a single game all year so far. They're 0-6. So we'll see if Memphis pulls off the upset. We'll have to check in on that after we get through the midseason update, as Chad Silva, he's been a constant in this one. Big play after big play. Another touchdown makes it 29-7. But we see a response this time around. Start of the 4th quarter. Brian Sullivan down the sideline, wide butt naked open. And it's a 57-yard touchdown. And they will also go for 2 to make this a 14-point game. Hang on now. This thing ain't over yet. You never know what could happen. Just got to get this stop on defense, but no one accounts for Todd Brown, though. 9-yard touchdown run into the end zone with relative ease, and it's 36-15. As now, Fred Bowers looking for some help, but the ball is turned over, and this could be, it almost ends up getting returned for a touchdown. I think the running back actually stepped in at the last second to kind of, prevent that score, but just a brutal day for this backup quarterback. That's why he's the backup. That is why he is the backup quarterback. And Todd Brown is going to use that as a chance to turn around and immediately get points on the board once again. It's turning into a blowout. 42-15. After the extra point, it ends up being 43-15. But you have to respect this coach, even though this game will likely not end in favor of an Arkansas State victory. They are still going to fight towards the end. They moved the ball downfield pretty decently. But again, just another interception, another turnover. It's 5 turnovers for Frank Bowers. It just shows that you got to get some good depth. Because if you don't have depth, it's barbecue chicken. And while Auburn tries to go ahead and runs out the clock, we see another touchdown, and it ends up being a 50-burger. But we have now reached just about the halfway point of this season, and wanted to take a look around the NCAA just to see, what's involving outside of our little bubble, just to see what we got going on here, man. So this is the top 25 polls to start off. Still plenty of undefeated teams left in America. At least 7 or 8 schools, right? So we still got Florida State, Auburn at the very top. They're guarding first place votes, followed by California, Michigan, Wisconsin, Alabama. Oklahoma is the best one-loss team, and then taking that 8th and final spot for the college football playoff would be Rice if the season ended today. But I mean, still a lot of football left to be played, and the toughest part of their schedule is coming up, Texas A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma. So still a lot to be determined. Checking out other undefeated teams outside of the top 8. USC, which Hawaii did end up dispatching pretty easily. They beat them 59-0. They really have not struggled that much, but their schedule has not been great. Georgia Southern from the Deep South Conference, they're 7-0 right now, but same thing. Well, actually, no. They actually have a chance to run the table. Their only ranked opponent right now is UCF, who they did beat. So, we'll see what happens there with the Georgia Southern Eagles. But beyond that, there we are, number 20 in the country. We got a shot. We could definitely do some things. That is, of course, like to be determined. But, if we continue to run the table, we could potentially get up in there in that top 8. Now, taking a deeper dive into the conference standings as of right now, and starting with all the independents, and honestly, we're doing pretty well. I mean, compared to the rest of the independents, we're the only team right now that has secured a bowl bid for sure. I want to, try to go ahead and continue to win games so that we can get ourselves a better bowl game. But taking a look around the rest of the conference real quick, starting with the the new look MAC. Right now, the MAC conference, Utah, currently a three-way tie right now. You got Utah, BYU, and Arizona at the top, all undefeated. Do they even have any ranked teams? I did not see any ranked top 25 teams in this conference, and I do not actually, although I would be surprised if UNLV, Utah, or BYU were starting to receive at least some votes of some sort, right? Mountain West, however, the Mountain West is looking like a dogfight, also a three-way tie as of right now. Rice, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma are tied with an undefeated record in conference play as of right now. Coincidentally, there's also 3 ranked teams in this conference, none of which are on the north side. They're also all in the south side of this conference. So you got Rice, who's ranked number 8, Texas A&M at number 9, so they'll be the last team out of the college football playoff, followed by Oklahoma at number 7. Texas is in there as well, they're 14, and Houston and Tulsa are in the mix to at least get a bowl bid. Now, the Pac-12 conference has 4 teams undefeated in conference play still. Cal, USC, Oregon State, who is not ranked, and Washington. Now, Washington's an interesting case because they had 4 games outside of conference play, and they did not win any of their games, including a huge loss to FCS Northwest, Virginia, Western Michigan, and West Virginia. But in their 2 conference games so far, they are undefeated, but we'll see how much of a pretender that they actually are. In the meantime, though, in the east side of the division, we do have Cal and USC, the 2 ranked teams in this conference, kind of neck and neck. They are going to be playing each other within the next couple of weeks, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how that breaks down. And then in the West Division, that is where Hawaii, led by Coach Justin Jones, is. They are towards the bottom. They are 1-5 with an 0-2 conference record. The only team doing worse than them right now is Nevada. So in Nevada, in Hawaii, they're going to play each other at the end of the season here. So it might be a battle for last place that takes place between these 2 squads. Now, the Yankee Conference does not have a conference championship game because UConn and UMass are in this dynasty, and they were supposed to be in here, but I didn't want to put them in there. Didn't want to have team builders because that would mean I wouldn't be able to use college football playoff, right? And UConn and UMass are just not worth it. I'm sure you guys understand, right? But currently a tie right now. Rutgers and Penn State currently tied for the lead in the Yankee Conference. Looking around to see, there's 2 ranked teams here. Navy, who's 4-1 overall, and Boston College, who's also 4-1 overall, and Syracuse. Syracuse is in there as well. They're number 22 in the nation. Yeah, man, Maryland. We want to talk about a fall to earth, man. I remember in the last series, Maryland being, a good football program. They have fallen on hard times. They are currently 0-5, and I don't really see a projected win on their schedule, so they could finish the year winless. As for the Sun Belt Conference, of current freeway tie ensuing right now between Alabama, Auburn, and Southern Miss, who are ranked in the top 25, but they are not the only ranked teams. Arkansas is also in there at number 18 in the nation with a 5-3 overall record and a 4-2 conference record, so they're in the thick of things. Arkansas State, they are led by Coach Nick Gunner. They are also in there as well. They're not at the bottom, but they are close to the bottom. Now, they do get a little bit more of a break because their starting quarterback is injured. So that's a huge blow to this football team, but still in the mix. They're 3-3 as of right now. They had their 2-game winning streak snapped by Auburn. But, I've seen 3 winnable games in Ole Miss, Tulane, and Louisiana Lafayette for sure. And, of course, Memphis is on there. Memphis has not yet won a game. They are in this conference. So, Arkansas State, even though they are towards the bottom, they could easily make it in to a bowl game. Up next is the Deep South Conference. And the Deep South Conference right now got 2 teams tied at the top. Florida State, who is the number 1 team in college football right now. And then the Georgia Southern Eagles, who, if I remember correctly, they played Hawaii at the beginning of the season. And they've just been on a tear ever since, haven't lost a single game. Could very well run the table, especially in the North Division. Now, we'll see if they have what it takes to actually complete it or not. It's a lot of pressure for sure. But right now it's looking like Georgia Southern versus Florida State meeting up in the conference championship game. And it's going to be interesting to see who has the better conference record. Whoever has the best conference record in the conference championship game does get the host. In the American, real quick, freeway tie as well between Michigan. Akron is in here as well, despite a weak defense. And so is Ohio. They have a not so ideal defense as well, but they are tied with the Michigan Wolverines, who we did play earlier this season and got our butts kicked thoroughly. Next up is the Big 12 Conference, also a 2-way tie in here as well. Wisconsin and Nebraska, 6-6-1 record respectfully. Iowa is currently number 17 in the country. They actually just took their first loss of the season to Missouri, so they fell down 10 spots because of it. But taking a look around the rest of the conference, nothing too crazy. Honestly, one of the weaker conferences outside of the Big Three, that is Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Iowa. For the Big Ten, though, the new look Big Ten, I think only has maybe 2 ranked teams total. Unless Notre Dame's in there, which they are not, surprisingly. Notre Dame seems like in all my NCAA 14 series, they always disappoint. But the 2 ranked teams in Tennessee currently is all by itself. They are leading the conference by at least a game and a half, so they are pretty commanding right now. But Northwestern, as a big surprise here, they have cracked the top 25, 5-1 overall record, 2-1 in conference play. Their only loss being to Western Kentucky, and Western Kentucky, we don't know if they're going to make a bowl game or not. But yeah, man, this team is it's something else as of right now. Yeah, definitely a difficult conference not a difficult conference to navigate, but definitely some middling teams in this conference as well. Now, finally, the last conference I wanted to go ahead and cover real quick is the new look Conference USA. And a little bit of surprise at the top here, Old Dominion leading the way, tied with a 2-0 conference record with the Clemson Tigers, who have just also cracked into the top 25. They are 4-2 overall with a 2-0 conference record. Their only loss is going to be against Florida State by a touchdown on the road, and then a surprising loss to Eastern Michigan as well. A little bit of an upset there, but a pretty good conference overall. I mean, NC State and Virginia Tech look like they're on track. Really, only 4 teams that are in danger of really missing out on a bowl game. Virginia, Eastern Carolina, App State, and Duke. Duke is 0-6. They are down horrendous as of right now. But that being said, might be one of the better conferences in college football. But next episode, we will keep things rocking and rolling as we now start a 5-game road stretch. Yeah, we have 5 road games in a row now. So we will go and take on Western Kentucky, as well as the other team that's going to be included in a double header. We actually go on the road to play Stanford. Stanford, can be a challenging environment to play in as well. We'll also go ahead and check in on Hawaii. They will be taking on a top 25 squad, so we'll have a check in on them as well. Either way, man, should be a great episode, and I hope you guys are excited for it. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe as well if you do have to be brand new. This is John J Gaming on the mic, signing off, hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.